guys, so I'm back with you again, and I'm kind of here with a bit of a discussion video, I suppose that's what I'm going to call it. I want to look at ice types, coming into, I guess, Gen 7 is what you call ORAS, and I think that they're going to see, it's going to be a big, it's not even a power shift, it's a metagame shift, and the reason why I think ice types are going to be a lot more relevant, the specific ice types that I can honestly see being relevant are Glalie, Weavile, and Mamoswine. Probably those three are the big three. Maybe also Avalugg. I don't know. But the reason why I see these guys being really big for the next generation is because you have things like Mega Salamence right around. Now I know the thing's probably going to get banned because, let's face it, it's broken. But you also have Mega Altaria, and you have a lot of like Landorus Therians and stuff running around. And the thing is, priority ice moves are actually becoming a really good thing to have on a team, or just an ice type in general. Mamoswine, currently in OU, it's a really good Pokemon now in the OU metagame because it basically just checks Mega Salamence, prevents it from getting up a sub, and even if it did, if you're holding on with a sash and rocks aren't up, you can just Icicle Spear and boom, it's dead. Weavile is really good because you can run like a banded set and basically beat Salamence one-on-one by spamming Ice Shard, or again, run a sash set and probably also beat it with Ice Shard. Weavile is a really underrated Pokemon that I can see becoming really good again. If Salamence doesn't have any speed boost, something you can basically just Ice Punch. It's also a really good anti-lead in the current metagame. Against Rotoms, you could taunt them to prevent the Willow. Knockoffs do a hell of a lot because you have the Stab on there. So, I think those two are definitely very threatening Pokemon that could see a lot more play because of the fact also Weavile is insanely fast, so you could probably catch a few Landorus, like the Stealth Rocking setting Landorus, and Ice Punch is still going to do like a solid 90%, so it's punching holes in the big walls that can set up your sweepers later on, which is really handy, because if you get a Landorus down to 90% health, all you got to do is set up rocks, and they're dead. Simple as that, which, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, this discussion is going off the basis that we still have Mega Salamence, you know, that Mega Altaria doesn't get banned either, and that, you know, Landorus Therian is still going to be a thing, which I think it is, because I honestly, in another video I'm going to explain how I think Volt Turn is basically going to be the tits in the next generation. Anyway, on to more ice types. Glalie is the next one. Now Glalie gets a huge buff because of its Mega Evolution. Glaciate is an amazing ability for it. It means that you can run things like Body Slam, Explosion, you know, it has really solid coverage for most of the tier, and also it's probably the most powerful ice type we have in the game right now. I mean, Mamoswine's pretty good because you can run the sash. With Glalie you can't, but what Glalie basically does is you can almost guarantee a kill with Explosion. It has the priority to be able to come in on unsubbed Mega Salamence and kind of ruin its day, and it also has really good status move, or not really status, like Body Slam is really good for the fact that it gets paralysis, and EQ is great for covering basically the holes, I guess, that you find in Glalie, which is, I guess, against Heatran. That being said, I think currently with Ice Shard, Body Slam, Explosion, and EQ, it means that Rotom Wash is a bit of an annoying Pokemon, but then again, you do have access to Explosion, which is going to do like a solid chunk to non-defensive sets. But I think Glalie is going to be really good because it's almost it's not single-handedly putting ice types back on the map, but it's showing just how powerful ice types are in the current meta, and it's only going to get stronger with all these new Mega Evolutions. You see that ice types are really, like, there's a Mamoswine on every team these days, there's Glalies, and it's because Mega Salamence is so common. And I honestly do think that once Salamence goes, Altaria is going to be really common, because it's basically just like Salamence, only a little bit weaker, so it's a little bit more passable. But I think definitely Glalie is one to watch out for. The fact that it can basically just kill any Pokemon at once with Explosion is insane, and also it's just a really good kind of wall breaker. It does suck that it basically is susceptible to, say, Scizor with Bullet Punch, but then again, Magnezone is seeing ridiculous amounts of play. So, make of that what you will, I suppose. Also, like, max HP Scizors can take most of Glalie's hits quite well, so, you know, it's interesting. The final Pokemon, I guess, that I really want to talk about is actually Avalugg. Now, Avalugg is currently stuck down in PU, but honestly, I think this thing could be seeing a creep, not into OU, but definitely maybe UU, because one thing that it really has to its advantage is, if that Mega Salamence isn't behind a sub, it's going to be, I don't care how much Salamence boosts up, if you run a fully defensive Avalugg, like a frustration, okay, let me put this into context. I remember watching a video, it was PokeMD and Not Blame Truth, they had an Azumarill, jolly but max attack that had belly drummed with huge power, so it's basically over the power of Salamence here. Waterfall and Avalugg did 60. No, that's a lie. I think it was like 70 or 80%. So, the fact that Avalugg can eat up those hits with a max defense set is stupid. Basically means you can easily live a hit from Salamence and then roar it out. So all those boosts, all that Dragon Dancing, all that subbing, gone. And then you're going to take like another 25% possibly from Rocks. It's just a really... It's possibly one of the best defensive Pokemon in the game. Its special defense is shit, but you can actually run... Like in PU, you run special defense, and it can actually eat up hits. It's a monster. But in OU, I would just run a completely physically defensive set, so you just watch out for your special attackers. But I can see it working really well with something like Chansey, where Chansey gets off a wish, you bring in Avalugg, which you know can easily take a hit, and then boom, Avalugg's back up to full health. No need to, waste their turn to recover. The other thing is you can normally eat up hits from Salamences, and if they're not behind a sub, you do have Avalanche. So basically you can check Salamence if it comes in and you have Avalugg at least 80% health. Even then, like, if it hasn't set up the sub, it's basically just dead. It's one of the best one-on-one counters of Salamence, and I think that it's definitely, even when Altaria comes out, it's going to be the same situation every time. A lot of these physically offensive Pokemon can't really touch Avalugg, and there's been a bit more of a physical power creep lately. There's been a lot more really solid physical attackers coming through, and I can see Avalugg being a really good defensive Pokemon to be able to take these hits and then retaliate with Avalanche or Roar, because we're getting a lot of setup sweepers. So having something like Avalugg, which can come in if rocks aren't up and have Sturdy anyway, so it can live a hit and then come back with Avalanche, which is a ridiculous amount after being hit first. Or you can just roar out a Pokemon like if Clefable got to, its max pluses and you're just able to roar it out. It's easy. Easy peasy. But I can definitely see Ice type is becoming a lot more relevant now in ORAS, definitely. I honestly do believe that Weavile will move itself up to borderline. If it's not there already, it's going to. Mamoswine is clearly going to be OU, and I think we're going to see Avalugg get a lot more use for the fact that it can actually eat up a lot of hits from a lot of the main threats, and it's probably one of the best physical defensive balls we're going to get in the game. But let me know what you guys think. Remember to like, subscribe, comment on my channel. I love hearing your thoughts, and I want to hear what you guys think. If there's any other ice types that you think might be seeing a bit more play coming up in ORAS OU, if there's any others that you think, well, now that you mention it, they're going to be good. The one thing that's really let them down the pass is a Stealth Rock weakness, but there's a lot of defoggers around that can help you out, and also Rapid Spinners. So, as I said, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys next time. For Digger29, signing out.